Hi uncle.
Hi Georgette.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Niko fiti.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes.
Asante.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us why we are here.
I think we need to talk about music matters. Yaani umuhimu wa mziki na mambo ya mziki. So music matters ni kitu ambacho tunatakikana tuzungumzie sana because my life, more than a half of my life I've been a music man, and I eat music, I dream music, I think music, I sleep music, and so let's talk about it a bit.
How do you think the Western music has affected the African beat, if at all it has affected it?
The Western music, or music from the West, has been here for centuries, and as early as at independence, we were listening to music from Jim Reeves, and many other fellows. And I think to a certain extent, we were comparing and contrasting that music with our very own. So when I think our fathers and the people before us tuned into radio and listened to music, they felt it was a different culture, but we had our own. So it was okay. But gradually, I think the Western music started invading our territory because they started giving us music as a package. Whereas for us, we listen to music, and it depends on whether that song that you're listening to appeals to your ears and your soul. Okay. They brought it as a package that if you are listening to music, for example, if you are listening to hip hop, that hip hop comes as a package deal. It has to come with the way of dressing. It has to come with the way of dancing, and what kind of friends you are with when you are listening to that particular type of music or genre, the kind of company you require, the kind of places you go to sit, and so on and so forth. And that is why you find that they say, for example, hip hop is for the young. But hip hop has been here for decades, for centuries. When I was a little boy, I was listening to hip hop music by people like James Brown, Otis Redding, and so on and so forth. And you can see I'm not young anymore. And we still listen to hip hop, and people say, hii ni muziki ya vijana. Not at all. It's just that the Mzungus have made it look like it is new every other time. So now you got to wear blings, and swag of a certain nature. You got there's a way you dress, there's a certain way you talk. Then you start saying it is music for the youth. It is not. It is the way they have packaged it. Mm-hmm. And in the process, you start looking at African music. If you are looking at Mugithi, you start despising it. If you are looking at Ohangla, Benga, Sukus, Makasi, Makosa music, Taarab music, you start looking at it differently, as if it is music for the primitive, is music for people who have not gone to school, because probably it is being delivered to you in vernacular and so on and so forth. So I think that is, in a nutshell, how the West, music from the West has impacted or affected the African kind of indigenous original music.
Mm-hmm. In the recent music videos of these African artists, we are seeing them embracing a certain mode of dressing that is mainly used in the Western videos. Do you think that is also an effect, or it comes with the times?
I don't know whether it comes with the times. You see, the current music, even African music, is depicting ladies almost semi-nude or semi-nude, scantily dressed. From where I sit, I think it's not necessary, but maybe people make it look like it adds flavor to the song. But that is when you ignore the aspect of audio on its own. Because a lot of people listen to music without having to see. It's not audio-visual. Music is supposed to appeal to your ear and your inner soul before you can look at how it is delivered. But you'll find that most people who don't really have good content want to substitute lack of content with visuals. And it is these visuals that assist to sell the song. Others have gone even to the extent of using the visuals alone to sell music. You find that music is not even appealing at all. It is only the beautiful girls or the beautiful, good-looking boys who are really selling a song which otherwise is lousy. Yeah.
Do you feel that the Kenyan music can compete on the world stage, yani huko nje, mataifa ya ugeni?
That's a difficult question. First, you got to identify which one is Kenyan music. When you ask whether Kenyan music can compete in the world stage, you first need to identify which music is Kenyan music. Are you talking about music that is done by Kenyans? Or are you talking about Kenyan beat? Because there is a difference between music that is sung or produced by Kenyans and the Kenyan beat. If it is music done by Kenyans, obviously it will continue to compete just like another music in the world stage, because there are Kenyans who do R&B, there are Kenyans who do reggae, there are Kenyans who do hip hop, and then there are Kenyans who do traditional, original Kenyan music. This is now where we talk about the Benga beats, we talk about Ohangla, we talk about Mokithi, we talk about Rumba. And that is probably where you can ask me that question, and then maybe I can deal with it.
Nilikuwa namaanisha the Kenyan beat.
Okay. Yeah, if we're talking about the Kenyan beat, I think the Kenyan beat can compete anywhere in the world stage. Take the example of Susanna Owiyo. During Wangari Maathai's laureate, what do they call it? The Nobel laureate, when she was being honored and awarded the Nobel. Susan Owiyo went there and rocked the place. It was full of jungus and, and people from all over the world. And they gave her a warm standing ovation because she did a good job. That is at the world stage. And I think she also performed during the Mandela 90th anniversary, or one of those major events. That is just Susan Owiyo. When you look at the world famous song Malaika, much as they say that it probably originated from Tanzania, we know that the person who put it together was the late Fadhili William Mudavida. And that song has been imitated, or very many versions have been released by Boney M. Who else? There was there is a lady from Nigeria who has done that, and many other people who have done cover versions of Malaika. That was Kenyan, if not East African beat. And so we can compete on the world stage comfortably, but we got to keep it real, we got to keep it African. The problem, like I've always said, is that the talented local artists feel like they are too backward. Just because someone is not able to dress properly and excite a few people in the city, they think that their music also cannot compete. I'm privileged to have met a lot of musicians, who have since, departed this world. The likes of Ladysmith, Black Mambazo, Leader, Joseph Shabalala. I met people like Franco, the late Luambo Luanzo Makiadi Franco. I met the late Daudi Kabaka, Fadhili William, Baraka Mwinshehe, people like Kanda Bongoman, Tabule, the late Tabule, Anna Mwale, people, Sam Fan Thomas, Prince Dedie Yango, and even people from the West, like Kenny Rogers, Barry White, are people that I've actually met and talked to one-on-one, like I'm talking to you. And I can tell you without fear of contradiction that music of before, the music that you listen to today, music that has gone for generations, is music that was recorded with very, very few instruments, and things like funny studios, I can call, two-track studio, and the songs that were recorded then are songs that you listen to today and you want more of the same. Songs like Musa nimevumilia sana kupigwa pigwa kama mimi punda. I'm sure you know that song, Georgina.
Yes, Pole Musa.
Yeah. Pole Musa. That is a song that was recorded in the early 60s. It is still a song that people sing today. That song was recorded with one guitar. And the teens which were being used as the kayambas,
Yes.
And then when it came to drums, there was only a bottle of Fanta and a coin, and mtu anasugua tu hivi, hiyo ndio ilikuwa drums. But the song has ignored and totally forgotten that there is something like old age. You understand? And so those songs, you can't say that they required anything superior, or Mzungu Studios, 48 channels and a lot of instruments for them to be good. Good sound is good sound. It does not require madoido. Yeah. So if someone sat and created a tune that is African in nature, it will be played all over the world. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.